Greetings, Cleveland, and welcome to Creative Focus, the show that illuminates some of Cleveland's most talented and creative artists across the genres of dance, film, music, theater, and visual arts. I'm your host, Cornell Calhoun III, and I'm thrilled to have as my guest today on Creative Focus, the talented artist, Miss Jurnee Ta'Zion. Jurnee, welcome to Creative Focus. Let's chop it up.
Thank you for having me.
So you are a Cleveland native.
Born and raised.
Cleveland's School of the Arts.
Yep.
Cleveland State University.
Yes, sir.
Cleveland Institute of Art.
My future plans.
And I understand that you have family members who are also artistic. Talk about that.
Yeah. The art goes way back, ever since my great-grandmother, who was a ceramicist. My mom is an artist, and she met my dad at CCAD, who are both like visual artists. My mom works in 3D. My dad works in airbrush. My sister's an artist. My nephews are artists. Like, the art runs in the family deep.
So talk about this artistic journey that you've taken.
All right. Well, it all started at Cleveland School of the Arts. Got a rep. And at first, I was in dance. I was bad at it. I swear, very bad.
Terrible?
Terrible. 2 left feet, 3. But around elementary school, I got into visual arts, and I was taught by Danny Carver. Love that man. And yeah, it's just been that ever since. Ceramics, 3D, painting, all that jazz.
So what do you enjoy most about being an artist, would you say?
Honestly, I love meeting other artists and like seeing their art, getting to know their work, and just connecting on that art basis. And the interpretations of my own art through other people.
And this is your art displayed on the set, right?
Yep.
Talk about some of these pieces. One, where's Sun at?
Right here.
Oh, that's Sun, okay. Talk about that, because you won an award for that piece of art. Talk about that.
The 2019 Scholastic Arts and Writing Award. I got the silver key from, and that's my baby. It's
That's
like
a baby?
one of the oldest pieces that I have. I want to say 6 years old right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been through
Is
a lot
that a
of
wearable
changes.
piece of art?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, wow. And what inspired you to create that?
I don't know. I really love like depicting Black people within my art, like honoring our heritage and just like uplifting us in a way. And I also really love sunflowers too. And so I combined like the joy of sunflowers and just like the joy of my people. And bada bing, bada boom.
And what about some of the other art displayed here?
Well, same thing. A lot of it has to do with just like my interpretation of life and just how I see things. And celebrating women with that piece over there, Mother, Anais. And yeah, just representing different things, different ways that I see myself, see the world, mental health, and just my journey.
What
of life.
other themes or messages do you convey or try to convey in your art, would you say?
I like depicting mortality in a way, like the finiteness of life. And with this piece over there, I kind of depicted birth, death, miscarriage, and also just like representing Black history in a way too.
And Jurnee, what impact would you like for your art to have on the world?
Honestly, one of my greatest goals in life is to help people through the arts, just like how the arts have helped me all my life. And hopefully through seeing my pieces, maybe they will choose a creative outlet to help them.
And what materials and techniques do you employ?
Honestly, I will use anything under the sun. Like, I use aluminum foil, I use polyester fiberfill from old pillows, paints, clay, anything I can find. I really like using found objects too, but hey, if I can use it, I'll use it.
And what keeps you inspired? What keeps you motivated on your artistic journey, would you say?
I say going through things and just like going through the motions of life will keep me wanting to create, because you can get caught up in like the minuteness of just everyday living. But me and my work, I just get so focused and so lost in it, and it's like, it's beautiful.
What would you say is the most challenging thing for a visual artist, or for you?
Potentially doubting yourself, like not feeling like you have a place within the art world or just like in the creative world in general, and not really trusting in your vision.
And what do you do when those moments seep in? How do you get out of it? It's sort of like, writer's block, I will assume. And, I just believe that as a writer, once I hit that period, then I think about all the successes I've had, and I kind of get out of it. How do you handle that?
I like that, actually. I'm going to take your advice on that. I'm going to start doing that in the future.
I'll send you a check later.
But, I say leaning on like my family and my friends and just the creative community around me, and getting that feedback and kind of getting through the imposter syndrome in a way, and just knowing that like, this is happening for a reason. Like, I'm creating for a reason.
Who are some of the artists that influence you? Do you have people who influence you?
Yeah, first and foremost, my mama. Like,
Your mama.
I love her work. And she would always like have it around the house when we were growing up. And I'm just like, dang, I'm trying to get like her. And she's been creating again recently, which has been like really inspiring to me. But besides her, just like the great artists that I've been meeting around the city, like Robin Robinson, Days One, Krista Freehands, there's a girl named Crystal that I met recently, and just all the people doing big things around the city.
And what about our friend Liz Moultons?
Liz, oh my gosh, don't get me started about Liz. I adore that woman. I honestly want to be like her when I grow up.
She was on the show.
Mm-hmm. I love that segment.
Now, how did you meet Liz?
She's actually a teacher at Cleveland State University. She teaches art in the community, where I met a lot of the artists that like I'm inspired by. And she's just given me so many opportunities to like grow as an artist and as a person, honestly.
So Jurnee, what are some of your long-term goals?
Well, like I said, I would love to help people with the arts, and just to keep creating, keep meeting new people, finding new opportunities, and bringing more opportunities to creatives within the city.
Now I got a tough question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see your art in the broader sense of the community, artistic community in Cleveland?
That is a tough question.
Where's your place? Where's Jurnee's place at?
Honestly, anywhere they'll have me. Like, I've been working around the city with a lot of different organizations and stuff, trying to help out. And I create for kicks and giggles, but honestly, helping other people out with their art or their creative journeys and initiatives.
Talk about some of the art exhibits that your work has been shown, and some that you've participated in.
Some of the most notable ones, me and a couple other students at CSU had a merit show at Worthington Yards recently because we lost our gallery. I've showcased at Eastern Michigan University, Edinburgh in Pennsylvania. I've also showcased at Negative Space Galleries, which is on like East 38th. Mm-hmm. Where else? Loganberry Annex Gallery. I'm currently exhibitioning at Breakthrough Sound's Cleveland Art Wall. And there's a couple more shows that are coming up.
What was the first piece of art that you had an opportunity to have displayed? Do you remember? It was Sun. Mm-hmm. Okay. Where was that at?
It was at CIA for the 2019 Scholastics Awards thing.
And how long did it take you to create that?
I want to say a whole semester, so maybe like 3-4 months.
How do you prepare for an art exhibit as an artist? Because I think that's interesting for the audience. As an artist, how do you prepare for a big art exhibit? I mean, do you know what you're going to display beforehand? Do they have requirements? How do you approach that?
It usually depends on the gallery. Like, sometimes they'll ask you to send in a couple pieces for review, and they might choose a piece or two from that, or they might see your work somewhere else and be like, okay, that's the piece that I want in my show, like at the President's Show at Cleveland State. And honestly, for me, I procrastinate a little bit, but usually I just try to prep things, make sure my art is spick and span, make sure everything's ready to go. And then when the day comes, take it up to the place, and the rest is history.
And what has been the response, the feedback from some of your work?
I know recently, because I still struggle with like pricing my art, it's been a lot of people who's been like, you need to know your work's worth and know your worth and up-price your stuff, which is, it's like a lot of stuff that goes into pricing art. But other than that, I think people like really like my work. I hope. But yeah, it's been a lot of nice feedback with it.
Talk about because I witnessed some of your work. Talk about the movable artwork. I mean, I just thought that was incredible. Where did that idea come from, and how did you go about that?
Honestly, like I just been kind of trying to experiment with a couple things. I've been wanting to create an experience that's more than just visual. Like I've been working with smells, been working with sounds and movement too. And I really like the idea of using just non-static things within art to really bring people in a little bit more.
Have you had some of the movable art displayed?
Yep. My piece called Amygdala, which is the open face piece, is currently at Breakthrough Sounds on the Cleveland Art Wall. And then there's another piece that I have, the Poser, which is the one with the hands and then the standing object. That will be on display eventually with Sankofa and their upcoming exhibitions.
What role do you think art plays in society?
Honestly, artists are the storytellers and are the timekeepers of what's going on. Like we display what's happening within our society, and without artists, it's just silence in a way,
And tell me something that you wish people understood about artists, like a misconception about us.
We are sensitive about our work, okay? Like it takes a lot. And it's a lot that goes into everything, and pieces of us are literally in these. So, nice.
And how would you describe the Cleveland artistic community, the community that we live and thrive in?
Vast, beautiful, and ever growing. Like, oh my goodness. I honestly didn't know a lot about the art community within Cleveland, which is very crazy because I come from an artist family, went to art school, but I thought like you need to know somebody to really be in the arts and culture scene, but it's everywhere.
And what is your artistic dream?
I just want to keep creating and keep like expressing myself through these pieces. And I want to build a place where people can do the same and just find peace and solace through art.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten from someone regarding art or creating art, would you say? Something that you hold dear to your heart even today, maybe somebody, a mentor told you.
I was just thinking about this earlier, and it's actually from this song called Stars by J.I.D. And let me see if I remember it. Do you really live it in your heart and your spirit? Are you just here for the art or the image? Is it really you and all that you are, or aren't, or isn't? Trust your vision. I played that song like 3 times before I got here.
Well said. What advice would you give a young person starting out, a young artist starting out, something that you learned when you began, although you began at a very early age? What advice would you give somebody?
Just keep going. Trusting your vision, trusting your art, and one day, or just eventually, it's going to come into fruition. And as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, then that's all that matters.
What's next for you?
Well, I'll be doing a post-bac study at CIA. I have a show at Art Hub on the 31st.
Where's that? Where's that going to be?
I want to say Detroit Avenue. I forget the specific address.
Okay.
But besides that, I'll also be showcasing at Soul Food exhibition. And yeah.
And if somebody was interested in purchasing, do you sell your work?
I try to.
You try to? So if someone was interested in purchasing one of the fabulous works, how would they get in touch with you? How would they contact you? You on Facebook, social media, probably on everything. Huh?
I try to be. My presence is not that great, but I'm working on it. Facebook, you can reach me at Jurnee Ta'Zion Weems. Instagram, no IG Jurnee or Jurnee Ta'Zion. I also have a website. It's like a Wix site. It's too long to get into, but yeah.
But primarily Facebook or Instagram?
Primarily Instagram.
Mainly Instagram? Okay. Well, hey, thanks for being on the show, Jurnee. I really appreciate it. You've been a blast.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to thank my guest, Jurnee, for hanging out with us today on Creative Focus. So that's it, Cleveland, we're out. But remember, a true artist is not only inspired, but inspires others. I'm Cornell Calhoun III for TV 20 and Creative Focus. Until the next time becomes our time. Be well, be safe.